Thank you for having me here today. I'd like to start with telling you a little story about last Sunday. I was in the midst of my morning routine, putting on makeup and listening to a podcast. I like listening to podcasts while I put makeup on. I feel like I'm multitasking, taking in some information while putting the face on and getting ready for the day. Except the podcast I was listening to was a business coach session. And the topic was that a woman was an entrepreneur. She was sharing with the guy she was talking to about how challenging it is, and even gut-wrenching at times, to be a mom, and how she was missing out on her children growing up as a result of her spending so much time in her business. Now, Mother's Day probably wasn't the best day for me to be listening to this podcast while putting on makeup. Needless to say, particularly for those of you who do wear makeup, I was a puddle of goo cosmetics after a few moments, and I needed to pause, save the podcast for another day, reset myself, and put my face on again. So that brings me to today's topic, that it made me realize how much we all tend to focus on concealing the pain, concealing the struggle, concealing the hardness of being a woman. And how many women do I have in the audience who can holler back at me saying, yes, it's hard being a woman. We've heard talks, even today, about how difficult it is to be a woman. Many things contributing to that factor and that challenge. Well, then you add on being a parent. Any parents in the room? Yes, who can also attest to the fact that that also is a challenge. Probably the toughest job on the planet as it's been touted. Well, then you add in the fact that you're building a business. Any business owners in the room today? Yes, me too. It's a difficult prospect. It's just like having a kid, actually, for those of you who have one or the other or both. You're really putting your all into helping something grow, helping it prosper, trimming it back when it needs to be trimmed, helping push it forward when it needs to be pushed forward. Let's combine all those things into one person. You're a woman, you're a parent, you're an entrepreneur. Just putting those three things together is a mind-numbing prospect, and it's a reality so many of us deal with. We have grueling hours and struggle and sleepless nights, sometimes maybe just 2 hours a night because you're pushing stuff out so fast and trying to do it all. And then just trying to put that makeup on the next day so nobody knows how hard you're working to look successful. I say, let's let them see how hard we are working. Or we could just find some better concealer. And I'm not really a fan of that, guys, because if we look at some actual statistics, Forbes reported that in 2007, 7% of businesses in the United States were owned by women. 2012, that went up to 37%. Okay, do the math in your heads right now. We're obviously past 2012. That number's probably gone up. There's a reason we feel like we're doing it all, because we are. We have been doing it all. And in the process of doing it all, the challenge has gotten greater. It's been more difficult to try to maintain some kind of persona that we can do it all, that we're super people. I say let's maybe dial that back and become a little more real with each other. And that's why I bring you today the Concealer Chronicles. We're going to start telling our stories. I've been telling my story. I've been sharing the days when I have concealer or I don't have concealer on, and it's been a difficult day, and I'm on the verge of tears. And I think that makes us more real and more powerful in our successes. And I challenge you today that we can go on this path together and share our stories, and I'm going to share with you how to do that.
Don't you just love watching speaker reels? I know I do. No, you don't. And it's okay. But it's a way for me to let you know what I'm capable of doing, right? Well, I'm capable of doing way more than what you just saw. That's just a sample of what I can bring to your audience in your event. Whether you hire me to speak about Facebook Live, or dark social, or the Concealer Chronicles, being a woman mom boss in today's world, I will bring my expertise to your stage, but I'll share it with your audience in a real way. Because real life and real expertise don't have to live exclusively from each other. I look forward to speaking with you about the next event you're hosting and how I can be a solution for your speaker needs. I'm Rachel Moore, the Real Social Media Speaker, and I look forward to talking to you soon.